before the dollar of value you think it's going to give you. If you find value for the end user and you can remove a pain point, you're going to do very well.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
David, the biggest challenge that we have in this broadcast, we have 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6 multimillionaires that we have interviewed in this broadcast. They are either property or tech entrepreneurs. So we have a large part of our audience that they have the impression, no, they look at tech and they say, wait, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6 multimillionaires that come to Harry's podcast, they are tech entrepreneurs. Tech is a good vehicle to create wealth. And however, David, this process that you describe is totally opposite. And by the way, I love it. And I agree 100% with you what should be. But now let me tell you the scenario, because I talk a lot with tech entrepreneurs and with a lot of startups and everybody looking for funding and things like that. And this is the stereotype or what you find when somebody is out there doing tech. You're finding that they are creating this big product, this massive elephant that is going to solve this problem that's going to change the world. And then all of the time, money, efforts, and resources goes into developing that product. Somehow the word MVP, like you described, everybody forget about the M. And now they develop a huge elephant. And this huge elephant, you don't know how the market want to acquire it or to buy it. And it doesn't have flexibility. It's already an elephant full of features and benefits and things that the programmer thought that is what people wanted. And then they are stuck because lots of them come and talk to me, Harry, I'm looking for funding. I'm looking for money to sell the product. And I'm like, guys, you cannot even sell it yourself. How do you think that an investor, going to come to give you your money to go and try to sell something that you build it for yourself? You didn't build it for the market. So, David, what is the truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly, of become a millionaire in tech? Because if people follow this road that you just described, in my opinion, because it's a scale and everything, you can become wealthy really quick. If not really quick, let's not put it this way, but it's a very nice vehicle, saying like property, to create wealth if you know what you're doing. But why 90% of the people or 80% of the people, 90% of the people, they're getting the whole equation all around? Why people don't do what you describe? Why people do what I'm telling you? This is what is out there. And you go to one tech guy like this, and now you speak what you just described, and they just don't believe you. And so what do you think? How can we close this gap? Where this big, massive miscommunication happens between tech and tech business, how it should work?
I think because you're thinking of the wrong thing first, right? Thinking I want to go into tech because I want to be a millionaire, right? That's not the right thesis, right? I want to go into tech because I have a problem to solve. I think I can solve a problem better than anybody else, right? So I put the million aside. Put all of that aside. A million is a very low bar, by the way, but I'd put that aside. And I would say, I need to see if there's a market, or I need to create a market. It's also called market engineering for this problem. I think I can build a better mousetrap. I can solve a problem better through technology, whatever that is. That's the right way to approach it. And because the barrier to entry is so low now because of AI, it was very hard to get into tech before. It's not hard anymore, right? The cost to provide the service has gone to pennies. Like, it's very, very
100%.
low. And so, and the deep research, there's 1,000 things that were so expensive that trying to figure out first, is there a market for the problem that I want to solve, right? And is that market interested in that thing that I have to solve there? Is it big enough? Is it $100 million problem? Is it $1 billion problem? Is it a $10 billion problem? You'll quickly, through your research, figure out how big the market opportunity is, right? And those steps, which most are free, I would focus on that first. Like if you're super passionate about something, the market is the great arbiter of success, though. I don't get to decide you're successful. Your product doesn't make you successful. The market says, I like what you have. I am willing to buy it. That's the only opinion that matters. All my hypotheses around the market and the personas and the ICPs and the size of market, it all goes out the window the second your product hits the market. That's when you know what's true and what's not.
100%.
Right? And so I would put passion to solve a problem before the dollar of value you think it's going to give you. If you find value for the end user and you can remove a pain point, you're going to do very well.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.